I literally hate being weak because then I feel like I'm vulnerable more times 20. By the way, I did get these gloves for the gym. They're like work gloves, inspired by like 74 is War. He has this, but it says 74 Club or something like that on it. But I'm like, let me just go to the original. You know what I'm saying? So happy about these. And like, I know that might sound crazy, but I just feel like we're already vulnerable to the world, especially as women, but just as humans. Like, there's so much things that could happen to us, and it's like we're instantly have a bad reaction. We could eat something wrong, something happened. We could get hit a certain way, something bad happened. It's just like, what? Then, as humans, one thing we're really good at is our stamina could be really good, which saved us, and our intelligence above like everything else. You know, like there's almost so much things stronger than us, but because we have the smartness in a way to do something a certain way, that kind of gives us like, a one up. But then this is when it starts feeling like for me. Then for me personally, sometimes I start like breaking down. First, it would start with like rash decisions, right? Okay, cool. And then it would be like, oh my gosh, you haven't been to the gym in like 2 weeks, you're a bum. So now I'm making not so good decisions, not going to the gym. Oh, I'm a bum. And I realized that when that happens, it's because one causes the other. Like, I don't go to the gym, right? So then I start making not so good decisions. Or I don't make a good decision, so I stop working out. That tends to be what happens. And then I feel like just feeling weak because I know that you can never trust someone. Like, a lot of people are inevitable. And it's not on purpose, but it's like, even I have done things that surprise somebody. So then, when you do too much with somebody, that makes you vulnerable to that because you don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. I just feel like vulnerability is different for everybody. Like, for example, people might call this vulnerable because I'm speaking about like what's vulnerable to me. But right now, I wouldn't call this vulnerable because I'm not coming from that place of vulnerability. Like, I still feel pretty strong and my life's not going bad and I'm making rational decisions and I'm in the gym. So it's like, okay, I kind of know what's going on in my life. So now when I speak, I'm speaking with a grain of salt and I'm not speaking out of pain or anger. I'm just speaking from a place of truth. I feel like vulnerability isn't that. Like, vulnerability is speaking from a place of hurt or sadness or anger and being able to talk about that. But I'm talking about anger or sadness or vulnerability while being in a state of calmness. Finally, I've been trying to set this camera up for 5 minutes and I got this bump. Discussing vulnerability is like, okay, boom, I can talk about my body, right? I can be like, okay, my torso is short, or I have a certain amount of hips, my hips are wide, whatever, cool. Maybe I can say, okay, I don't like my little pudge, if that's a problem, whatever. But now that's completely different than being butt naked in front of somebody and them being able to see all those imperfections you just talked about. And I feel like that's exactly what true vulnerability is like seeing those imperfections. And basically what I'm saying is that when I feel weak, when I feel like something I can control isn't the way it is, then that's when I feel the best way I can put it is that person who's butt naked who hates her body. Like, when I look in the mirror, I'm not proud of myself. Therefore, like, my vulnerability to the world is like, I feel like it's very easy. Like, it's easier for me to get hurt. It's easier for me to make bad decisions. So yeah, right now I'm learning how to control myself and like limit that and make sure I stay on top of what I have to do. That was basically like what I wanted to talk about, is just staying on top of what I want to do and how vulnerability is to me, and what I view as weak for me is like certain things I feel like I do isn't enough, and instead of complaining about it, like for me, what I realize I have to do is that I just have to work on it. Like, I tried a method of not doing nothing and crying about it, or just staying in bed about it, or just being bummy about it, and that doesn't help me. But I do definitely feel better when I feel weak right now, like physically. Say I feel weak right now physically. Okay, let me go to the gym. I still might be weak, don't get me wrong, but I'm working towards it. And then in a couple months, I would thank previous Paige. And that's how I want to care about life. And that's especially what I would say I learned and am going to push through this year. Okay, I was trying to end this on my laptop, but she's not going. But I appreciate you guys for watching this. I think it was pretty cool. Like, I like the way I put it together. Let me know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. I'm gonna tell y'all every single time. Remember, if no one got it, Paige got it. Peace me. Love y'all. I'm out.